The West Ham Massive are pleased to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham fans and friends inspired by the work of other football food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations for a Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply sub-distribution centres in the borough 7 days a week and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thanks for your support. Come on, you Irons.
Thought I'd try something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a little watch along for the game against Celta Vigo. Welcome along. Please, as always, don't forget to like, comment on and share this stream to your socials. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit the bell icon for alerts and new content. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. These things are all free to do. Don't take you more than a couple of seconds. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the starting 11 for West Ham United in the Betway Cup. So in goal, we've got Areola, Kufal, Kilman, Mavropanos and Emerson, 4 across the back. Soucek, Rodriguez, Paquetá as the midfield trio. Kudus will be floating around doing his thing behind Bowen and Antonio. We've got substitutes: Fabianski, Herrick, Cresswell, Somerville, Ward-Prowse, Fulkrug, Guilherme, Ings, Cornet, Aguirre, Irving, Earthy, Casey, Cordua and Potts. So they're on the pitch at the London Stadium. It's quite noticeable that there's a lot of the upper section of the stadium. There's no one there. Quite a shame for probably the new players. Quite a shame for the new manager, it has to be said, that their first game at the London Stadium is in front of a less than full stadium. I'm pretty sure that will change next week, though. But the protest is something I fundamentally agree with. And it's just a shame that it's come to this. But anyway, we're gonna watch it, and if there's any of you guys want to get any of your comments in, I'll get as many of them up as I can. Obviously, I'll be looking at the match on the other tab that I've got open here. They're just about to kick off at London Stadium. The bubbles are floating everywhere. Paquetá's the one that's going to be taking the kickoff. He offloads it backwards. Ball comes to the left-hand side to Emerson. Plays the ball back. Kilman takes a touch. Comes inside to Mavropanos. Silky skills. Nice and calm. Comes back to Areola from Kilman, who clips the ball to the right-hand side. Ball goes out for a West Ham United throw. Kufal takes. Goes long. And off goes Antonio. Foot race with his opposite number. The ball put out of play by the Celta Vigo players. You'll have to forgive me if I can't reference too many of them by name. Ball drops to Paquetá on the edge of the box. He plays the ball inside. Antonio's just crowded out, but the ball pops out to the right-hand side. It's recycled to the back. And the Celta Vigo player manages to win possession. Paquetá gets a touch on it, goes out for a Celta Vigo throw. Decent start. One minute or so into proceedings. Playing the ball around nicely on their defensive left side. Clips the ball forwards, but there's no one there. And it goes out to our left back spot. Areola comes out. There's no one really near him. He just sort of like ambles around. Training out ground pace, really. Offloads the ball to Kilman, who's playing as the left-sided centre-back. Mavropanos is free. He finds him. Just sort of nice, calm ball on the inside. He finds Kufal. He then recycles the ball back to Areola. Takes a touch. Then distributes it out to Kilman. Kilman on the left-hand side is Paquetá, finds him, plays a nice little 1-2 with Emerson, but the ball is picked up by the Celta Vigo player on their right-hand side, but is brought to a grinding halt. I think he's gone down looking for a foul, but no foul given. Emerson on the left-hand side. Kudus then to Paquetá, who's fouled. Referee brings the play to a stop. Protestations from the Celta Vigo player. They're number 10, I believe it is. Yeah, number 10. I'm not too sure who it is, if I'm being brutally honest. I haven't got their team sheet in front of me. I'll try and get that at halftime, but just concentrating on the match at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have a look at your comments in a sec once there's a break in play. But obviously, I'm trying to watch the feed. And it's a long ball from Kilman. He plays the ball from back to front. And it now finds its way to Kufau on the right-hand side. He swings the ball in. Defensive header away. Back to their left-hand side. Kufau tries to retrieve the ball. He's not successful. Vigo come down our right-hand side. And now, because Kufau's out of position, we're in a little bit of trouble here. Are they going to make something of it? No. It's defended well. And they find a claret and blue wall organised in front of them. They broke well down their left-hand side, it has to be said. Kufau left a massive, great big hole, and they did well to exploit it, but we just about managed to delay them and then get bodies back to see the situation out. The Celta Vigo still have possession, though, down our right-hand side. They're just sort of pinging the ball around. We're sort of moving around. We're pressing them well. They're not really getting too much in the way of an attacking output. We're just sort of dealing with them. But there's a gap again down our right-hand side. Kufau gets the block in, though, and the ball's now with Emerson on the edge of our box, who plays it to Kudus, who loses it. And it's nearly a goal there for Celta Vigo. It was a mistake by Kudus, who lost the ball. He was hassled by his opposite number. And he lost the ball just outside the D. And then number 7 got a left-footed shot, but it was pretty tame, and Areola was up to the challenge. Still 0-0. Just going to have a little look at some of your comments. I do hope you're enjoying things. Happy, hope you are well. Joan, thanks for coming. Just going to have a little... So we're just coming down our left-hand side now with Emerson. Finds Kudus. He then recycles the ball back to Kilman. Left-footed ball out to our right, and it's picked up by Kufau. Just before the halfway line. Comes inside Souček. I think that's his first touch of the ball from what I can remember. He swings the ball right, quite unlike Kufau to play a ball like that, out to the left wing where Kudus finds it. It's recycled in field, but Celta Vigo managed to get their foot on the ball. But then we managed to retrieve the situation. We're coming back down our left. Kudus, Paquetá. He finds Souček, who pulls the ball. That's two pinpoint passes from Thomas Souček. What's going on? He finds his countryman. Kufau receives it back from him. And he plays another, swings a ball out. This is quite unlike Souček. To Emerson, who recycles the ball, plays a nice little 1-2 with Paquetá. Headed away on the edge of the box by the Celta Vigo defender, but we still have possession. The ball's with Paquetá. It's clipped forward into the penalty box. That's 1-0. 1-0 West Ham United. Jared Bowen with the goal. Lovely ball played in by Paquetá. It was pinpoint accuracy. Bowen makes the run. I think that's his first touch as well. He loses his opposite number, brings the ball down, sees the goalkeeper coming out, does him with the eyes. Nice, calm finish. And Jared Bowen makes it 1-0 to West Ham United. Really good start. Really good play. Wonder if they're going to show a replay of that. That was good stuff. Here it goes. So the ball played in. Nice control from Jared Bowen. Brings the ball down under control. Goalkeeper was completely flat-footed. It was a great ball by Paquetá. Just on the right-hand side of the goal. 1 touch to control, 2 touches to shot, and it's 1-0 to West Ham. That's a good start. That's a good start. How you doing, Sharky? Hope you're well. So it comes down, now it's coming down our right-hand side, their left. Celta Vigo have possession. West Ham 1-0 to the good. And probably good value for it. For me, I think so far, probably the standout player has been Souček. He's played a couple of very un-Souček-like balls that, you know, breaking passes, which is not really what he's known for. But I wonder if maybe this is the way that he now knows he needs to play under the new regime. It is only a pre-season friendly, but as I say, it's quite unlike Souček. It's on their left-hand side, and Bowen's harassing their left back, almost wins it back, and we do win it back with Paquetá got on the ball now. He finds his Brazilian compatriot, although he represents Italy, Emerson. Kilman's got the ball now. He's harassed by a Celta defender, but he gets it away to Emerson down our left. He finds Kudus, gets it back from Kudus to Emerson, who plays the ball to Kilman. Now back to Areola. I think we're just taking the sting out of it. Obviously, we've gone 1-0 up. Obviously, it's the most important thing when you go 1-0 up is not to let it get too big for your boots and think that you're the bee's knees. So just calm things down. I'm just going to have a little swig of water, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I wasn't sure whether to do this watch along, to be honest, but when I found out that they were showing it on the club website and it wasn't going to cost any money, I thought, why not? Why not? And if any of you are there that are watching the West Ham Massive for the first time, thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to drop a like on this stream and make sure you hit subscribe. All grows the channel. It was a really little weird stat that I found when I was looking at the analytics for the channel. In the last 28 days, 70% of the people that watch the stuff that we've kicked out aren't actually subscribed. You just think about that. It's quite incredible. Celta Vigo having a shot from just outside the box. It takes a deflection, but probably just slightly diverts the path of the ball, but probably also just took the power off it as well, which probably helped Areola to make the save. He distributes the ball now to Mavropanos, just still in the penalty box. You've got the two centre-backs and the goalkeeper. Now it's gone from Areola to Kilman. He strokes it back to Areola, plays it back to Kilman, who's in the left-back slot, plays a left-footed ball into midfield towards Kudus. Now with Kilman again, who plays it back to Areola. And then he finds Vladimir Kufal careering down our right-hand side into midfield. He exchanges the ball with Bowen, who then plays it to Mavropanos. And finds Emerson on the left-hand side. Just taking the sting out of Celta Vigo a little bit. Kudus down our left, inside to Paquetá. He's pulling the strings. Then Souček. No, sorry, excuse me, it's Kilman. Kilman's moved into midfield now, it looks. And Bowen's on the right-hand side with the ball. He's round the corner flag, but the ball's gone out for a Celta Vigo throw. Bowen sort of buzzing around. Ball's played forward. No one in particular there. Areola's got the ball outside the penalty box. Finds Kilman. Nice and calm. He just plays it inside to Mavropanos. Waiting to see what his options are. They're not really sort of putting too much pressure on him. Rodriguez. Then back to Mavropanos. Paquetá to Kudus via Emerson, but Celta Vigo win the ball back. Little ping-pong session in midfield, and the ball comes back to a claret and blue shirt with Rodriguez, Paquetá, Kilman. He's looking for his option. He finds Mavropanos. Comes back to the right-hand side with Kufal. Nice little ball through to Bowen. Then finds Souček. And then to Mavropanos. Coming down our right-hand side. But Celta Vigo get a foot on it. Goes out for the throw-in. Plenty of people in the lower section, but no one in the upper section. It looks, as I say, it's a little bit of a sorry sight if we're being honest about it. Cameras are not really showing the upper section unless they absolutely have to. Ball's played forward to Kudus, but the Celta Vigo defender manages to get a foot on the ball and it goes through to their goalkeeper. Kudus has looked lively. Kudus has looked lively. I think he's in for a big season this year. Celta Vigo come down their left-hand side from the goalkeeper, but free kick to Celta Vigo. Just around the sort of, just inside from the centre line in their half, where it will be just slightly right of centre, going towards our goal. And the ball's played to the left, their right, excuse me, our left. Celta Vigo back with the ball in midfield. Kudus is coming out to harass him. He puts the defender under pressure. Here's Antonio, but the goalkeeper's out. Goalkeeper's out to snuff out the danger very quickly. But Antonio looking sharp as well. He's looked sharp in pre-season, to be fair. Celta Vigo have the ball just around their penalty box. We're pressing well, but they've come through the press. And it looks like, is that a free kick or is that a throw-in? No, I think the throw-in's been given there. So Celta Vigo get a throw-in down their right, our left. The ball's gone back. Still got possession, but we're putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier at all times. And the ball's coming down our left-hand side. Emerson retrieves the ball, goes back to Areola, who finds Emerson again. He clips the ball to Kilman, and then finds Kudus with a defender at his back. He then finds Emerson, and then Antonio on the ball now finds Kudus. We're coming down our left with those three. Emerson as well. There goes Rodriguez. He sweeps the ball out on our right to Kufal. He just holds up. He finds his countryman, Thomas Souček. Bowen finds Kufal again. He finds Souček. Just coming back towards the halfway line. Now with Mavropanos, then Kilman. Now he's coming forward with the ball and he then distributes it out to the left. Emerson back to Kilman. Rodriguez, Kilman again. Paquetá. Just a keep ball session now. Emerson, Kilman, Mavropanos. I'm guessing he's going to find Kufal on the right. There it goes. Obvious ball. Then he finds Mavropanos. Then Rodriguez. Is that Rodriguez? No, it's Souček. Excuse me. Kilman to Emerson, coming back down our left. Kudus with the ball. Again, defender at his back. He's off. And Paquetá's found him. Paquetá's found Kudus on the right-hand side. He plays the ball into Bowen, but the touch was just evaded him. Wasn't quite as good control there with that ball from Kudus to Bowen. But we've still got the ball, and Paquetá dinks a lovely little ball, kind of like the delivery for the first goal. But Celta manages to defend it a lot better, and the ball's now with Mavropanos. He finds Kufal on our right, and then he decides to go back to Areola just outside the penalty box. Ball at his feet. He finds Thomas Souček moving now into midfield. Emerson recycles it to Kilman. He thinks about going back to Areola, doesn't, decides that he's going to keep the ball. Then he finds Emerson. Emerson then finds Thomas Souček, who's replaced Kilman as the centre-back just momentarily whilst Kilman moved into midfield. And Souček now finds the aforementioned Kilman. He then plays it back to Souček just outside the penalty box. And Kilman on the ball now finds Emerson. Souček looks really comfortable on the ball. It's strange. It's very strange. It's like this is a new player. I've not seen this version of Thomas Souček before. Celta have the ball, takes a shot. I think that's offside. That's got to be offside. And it is. Celta had a little foray forwards and they've actually put the ball in the back of the net, but the player was well offside. Wasn't even close. Just having a look at your comment. What time am I on? At the minute, it's about 16 minutes gone. So, don't know if that's significantly behind where you're at. But yeah, it was an easy offside call. So, do excuse me, I'm just going to cough. Sorry about that. So, yeah, we've got the ball now with Rodriguez. Finds Paquetá. But we lose it with, obviously, Thomas Souček just losing out there. Celta player robs him. And they've got the ball. They're coming down their left, moving into midfield, past the halfway line. It's quite a dangerous run. Coufal's going to have to be on his guard. And they've still got the ball. But we're defensively organised. We're solid at the back. And the ball goes out of play for a West Ham goal kick. You can see the stand behind Areola. There is a noticeable chunk, even on lower bowl sections of seats. I'd like to know how much they've sold. I don't know, is it 20, 30,000? It can't be much more than that, because as I say, what I saw of the upper section, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Anyway, so Mavropanos in his penalty box plays the ball out. Coufal careering down our right hand side, acres of space. He's carrying on, and we're now just outside the penalty box with Antonio. He plays the ball out to Coufal on the right hand side. He plays the ball in, and Antonio just swings his foot at it. Is this number 2? No, it could have been number 2, but Kudus couldn't make enough of it. Nice little move though. Kudus getting in there. Antonio had an air shot. It dropped again to Kudus. Angle didn't favour him. Right foot shot went wide of the post. Celta Vigo throw down their right hand side in the defensive third. Wondering where his options are. He's taking his time. Now he finally takes the throw in. Celta Vigo. They look comfortable on the ball when they've got it. The Spaniards are usually very technically proficient, even though this is not a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. They're still a decent footballing outfit. But at the minute, we find ourselves 1-0 up. Ball with Coufal on the right-hand side. You can see this is not being played at Premier League pace, but Paquetá with the ball round the centre circle, sweeps it out to Kudus. They've got a good understanding today. They're finding each other with ease. Paquetá's looking up for the challenge. He looks like he's ready for the Premier League. I think if we had our next game tomorrow, he'd be ready. No doubt about it. Rodriguez, he's getting around the pitch and getting his foot in. And he's on the ball again, round the centre circle, plays a ball out, which is intercepted by the Celta player. But it was a forward ball by Rodriguez, trying to be positive. But the Celta player just did their job, and Celta have got the ball now. Bringing the ball forwards just out of the centre circle. Now out to their right, our left. Players sort of got Kudus close attention. Comes into central midfield. They're still, as I say, they're looking comfortable on the ball. They're not rushed. They're not hurried. There's a purpose to every action that they do. The ball's played in from their right into the penalty box. And that's a shot and that's a goal. That's the equaliser. But I think that has been ruled out for offside. Has it? No, they're celebrating. I thought I saw the referee pointing. I didn't know whether that was signifying maybe an offside somewhere or some transgression, but apparently not. And the Celta fans, I don't know how many of them have made the journey from Galicia or whether they're living in this country, but they've got something to cheer about. It came down at their right. Emerson had his hands behind his body. The ball was flipped by Souček, I think, getting his head to the ball, but it dropped to the player on our right-hand side. Yeah, it was Coufal that got the header, excuse me. So that's, unfortunately for Vladimir Coufal, that's 2 mistakes he's made in consecutive pre-season games, defensive errors that have led to a goal. the game against Palace last week, the opener, where he just wafted his foot at it. And that there, I mean, the header didn't have enough on it, and it dropped straight to a Celta player. And he just said, thank you very much. And that's the equaliser. That's a shame. That's a shame because we've played well, but to be fair to them, as I say, they've not done too badly, it has to be said. So Kilman's on the ball. He looks comfortable. He looks comfortable on the ball, in fairness. Now it's Rodriguez round the centre circle. Right foot ball, pings it in to Kudus. He's in the penalty box. That's a great ball from Rodriguez. He's out on our left-hand side now. Kudus receives the ball back again. He recycles it back to Rodriguez. He finds Paquetá just outside the penalty box. Emerson, Paquetá, is he going to have a shot? No, he lays the ball off and he finds Vladimir Coufal. He finds Jared Bowen, who's hugging the touchline. Antonio, Coufal, Antonio again, roundabout. He's just outside. He's played a cross in, but there's no accuracy on that whatsoever. But it finds its way to Kudus. He recycles it back to Emerson. Kilman just outside. He's come up quite high. And now the ball's with Vladimir Coufal. Coufal goes back to Mavropanos. And now we find ourselves back with Areola just outside the penalty box. He's taking his time. He clips the ball forwards. But it ends up... So that's unnecessary. It goes straight to a Celta player with no claret and blue shirt near him. I'm not quite sure what Areola was trying to do there. He had plenty of time on the ball to decide what his options were. He clips the ball long, and it goes to a Celta player who doesn't even have a player in claret and blue in the same postcode. And I'm guessing this is a drinks break, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't know if it's a baking hot day in Stratford or anything, but I'm not quite sure about this. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Bowen's the captain, Happy. He is the captain. First game. I'm just going to have a little scroll through. How you doing, Maltese? Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Tell me about it, Happy. Yeah. Yep. It looks like the wheels are moving. As I say, I said earlier, I think Mazraoui, it looks like he's going to Man United, so they're going to have to get Wan-Bissaka off the books. Yep. Souček's looked very comfortable distributing the ball, I've got to say, which is quite unlike Thomas Souček. I don't mean to do him wrong. Yes, you're right, Joan. Possession. It's quite unusual. Now. I know what you're referring to. I know what your game's all about. Yeah, do you know what? Now you've mentioned it, I think you're right. I can see that. They're still having their drinks break. No low block, Barry. No low block. Yeah, you pervert. I know you're looking at more than just his boots, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm guessing that was around the equaliser. So, yeah, drinks break. Ridiculous. Wally, hope you're well, mate. Look after yourself. Hope you're well. Early Doors TV, hope you're good. Hope you are good. Got a few people in the chat. Keep your comments coming in. As I say, when the game's unfolding, I'm obviously going to be looking at another tab, so I won't be looking at your comments so much. So I'll just... a few pleasantries being exchanged. Right, so it looks like we're about to get back underway. So looks like it's a throw-in. Emerson's taking the throw-in. He goes back towards Kilman. He finds Mavropanos. And then he drops the ball into Rodriguez, who finds Emerson just coming down our left. Back inside to Kilman. He finds Mavropanos again. What's his options? He's got plenty of them. If he uses it right, he uses Coufal on the right. He just waits to see what he's got that he can use. He uses Thomas Souček. He then comes back to Kilman. We're coming back down the left again. So we've gone left, right, left. And now, is the referee giving a free kick? No, he's let play go on. Paquetá clips the ball forwards. The Celta players seem to stop as if they were expecting a free kick. But the ball's now with Kudus just outside the penalty box. He plays the ball wide to Jared Bowen. He plays in Kudus just outside the 6-yard box, but the goalkeeper's out to smother the ball. That was an opportunity, that was. That really was. That was a good ball in from, I'm sure it was Bowen. And Kudus looked bright. He looked energetic. But the goalkeeper, to be fair to him, did his job well. And Celta have got the ball. They're coming out into central midfield, just in their half. And now it comes down. It comes down our left, their right. They're number 3 with the ball. Number 3, number 2. Oh, that's a good ball. Is he going to keep it in? Yes, he's kept it in on the byline. And this could be dangerous. If they get the cross right, a cross is played in. Areola gets his right hand and punches the ball away. And then it's cleaned up and it's coming out with Jared Bowen. But it looks like that was a shirt pull to me. And the referee agrees with me. He's given the free kick. That was a shirt pull on Jared Bowen as he was just about to come away. So it was a tactical foul. Play restarts. West Ham still got possession, which is I think it was Barry said a moment ago, it's quite an unusual concept for West Ham in the last few years. The ball's clipped forward. It's Jared Bowen and takes a touch. He then sweeps it in towards Michael Antonio, but the defender gets between him and the ball, and the goalkeeper comes out and cleans it up, cleans up the situation. Just going to have a little drink of water. Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. So Celta player bringing it out from defence. They're coming down their left, our right. Scooped ball from right to left, but we managed to retrieve the ball. But then they win the ball back, but in doing so, they give away the free kick for a foul on Paquetá. West Ham free kick. Emerson takes it short to Thomas Souček. And then Souček finds Mavropanos. Souček gets it back from Mavropanos. And now he comes and finds Emerson hugging the left-hand touchline. He's off. He's off, Emerson. He's going on one of those mazy runs. And then he offloads it to Kudus. Kudus finds Souček. Souček inside to Paquetá. And then he finds Mavropanos. And then Kufal now on the right-hand side. Kufal from Bowen. And then back to Mavropanos. And he goes back to Areola. And then Kilman. Left-footed ball. Finds Kudus. Player at his back, but he can't get near the ball. Mavropanos. Kufal careering down our right-hand side. One of those dangerous runs that he goes on. He cuts inside a little bit. Wonders what he's going to do. He finds Kudus. Kudus plays the ball to the referee. Not one of his better decisions. Not one of his better decisions, but a free kick's been given by the referee. And West Ham have got it just outside the centre circle in the Celta Vigo half. Taken short by Rodriguez to Paquetá. Ball's now with Mavropanos. Then Bowen on the right-hand side. He's just cutting inside, assessing his options. There's Paquetá finding Emerson, who finds Paquetá, finds Emerson. Paquetá again. And then he's clipped it forwards. He saw the run of Bowen, but wasn't quite enough on it. And the Celta Vigo player manages to get his head to it anyway. And it's back with Thomas Souček just on the centre circle. He offloads it to the left. He finds Emerson, who finds it to Kudus, who skips past his man beautifully. He runs into the penalty box. He takes a shot, but the Celta defender gets it away for a corner. That was good play from Kudus. He looks dangerous. They need to watch out for him. So that was a ball from Emerson down the left-hand side. He moves one way. The Celta defender buys it. Kudus says, see you later. He charges off into the penalty box. Left-footed shot, but not quite sure if it had troubled the goalkeeper. But Bowen's got the corner. Coming down our left-hand side. Ball's played in. And it's a shot. And that's the goal. That's 2-1. 2-1, but it looks like it's now... That's ruled out. There's me getting excited. It was put away by Paquetá. Not quite sure what it was. So let's have a look. So Bowen takes the corner with his left foot. It's a touch from Souček by the looks of things. Flicks it on. Just have another look. I don't know if it's an offside call against Paquetá. I think he just went slightly too early. Hence why it was called disallowed. So it's not 2-1 to West Ham, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. It's just 1-1. But we're looking all right. We're looking okay. It's coming down at our left-hand side with the Celta number 3. He plays the ball in centre and, oh, my word. Now, I think that would have been called for offside. But there, I don't know who this player is, what number is on his back when he turns around. Is it 10? Their number 10 just had an opportunity, and yeah, it was the number 3 sort of like played a right-footed ball. Kilman actually was in no man's land there, and their number 10 sort of like had a shot that was just wide of the post. If his finishing had been a bit better, Areola might have had some work to do. But I think it's actually been called offside. But they're on the attack again, Celta. But again, it looks like there's a infringement somewhere, because as the players had the shot, which Areola acrobatically headed away, I'm guessing he knew that the whistle had gone, otherwise he wouldn't have done that. Referees brought the play back, and it's West Ham free kick. So the ball's now with Kufal down our right-hand side. Mavropanos finds Kufal again. He clips the ball long to Michail Antonio, but his opposite number manages to do his job, and the ball's played back out down Celta's right, but we've picked it up with Kudus. Rodriguez, Paquetá finds Antonio. Is that a foul? But it looks like this could be 2-0. It is. West Ham have scored. West Ham have scored, and it is Lucas Paquetá that gets the goal that puts us 2-1 to the good. That was a decent bit of play there, good bit of football. Undone the Celta defence. I wasn't sure if that might have been, there might have been an infringement, because there's been a couple of times that the ball's been put in the back of the net and it's been ruled out, but not this time. So Paquetá has the ball, plays it to Antonio, who offloads it, and then Paquetá's carried on his run. The ball drops to him. He breaks the defensive line, left-footed strike, past the goalkeeper for 2-1. Good bit of play. Just having a look at it. This is from behind the goal. He spins. He loses his marker. Antonio. And it was Bowen as well involved. So it was Bowen that received the ball from Antonio. He offloads the ball into the path of Paquetá, who's carried on his run. And he puts the ball away for 2-1. That's a nice little passage of play. Nice little passage of play for 2-1. So Celta have got the ball now. And it's now with Kudus. He's off. Kudus is off. He offloads it to Bowen. Bowen with the strike, and it's a great save from the goalkeeper. That could have been 3-1. Probably should have been, in point of fact. Not to do Jared Bowen down, but the goalkeeper makes a good save. So here it is again. Kudus coming down the left. Left-footed ball. He offloads it to Bowen. First time strike. And the goalkeeper gets both hands to it. Now, it looks like their number 10's got the ump with the referee. He's having a pop. He reckons his shirt's been pulled. They're all gesticulating, but it is a corner. Even the manager's getting involved as well. He's having a little bit of a rant on the touchline. He's not very happy. Corner from Bowen again, left-footed. And that's I thought that was 3-1. It was a header. I'm not quite sure who got it, but it strikes the frame of the goal. And now the ball's with Paquetá on the left-hand side, coming towards the halfway line. And he recycles it to Kufal, who's surprisingly on the left, but that's largely because he was the player left behind when the corner was taken. So he's now moving over to the right-hand side. Very strange to see him on the left. Kilman's on the ball, and now Emerson's back in the left-back spot, and he finds Kudus with his back to goal, and a defender at his back as well. Kilman, raking ball from him, left-footed. He finds Jared Bowen in central midfield. Kudus, right-footed ball, played to Mavropanos. Oh, that's a bit slack, but it's been tidied up. I did wonder if that was going to be a little bit of an opportunity there for Celta, but Rodriguez dealt with it. And now the ball's with Kilman to Areola, back to Kilman, who's in the left-back slot. And that is a slack ball from Kilman. It goes straight to the Celta player. That's a couple of times that in this match that Kilman's looked a little bit suspect. One of which, obviously, the ball was the ball that was played in where the shot was just past and no home was done. That's the header there from the corner. I'm still not quite sure who got the header that hit the frame of the goal. I think it's Antonio. Yes, that was Antonio that got the header from the Jared Bowen corner where it struck the frame of the goal. So this is a free kick to Celta. Referee's just marking out the line, but they're just showing the run from Kudus. No, the director on this thing is absolutely shocking. So Celta have got a free kick, probably about 5-6 yards outside the penalty box. It's struck and it goes well over the bar. No danger to Alphonse Areola in the West Ham goal, who just watched it sail over into the stands behind him. That was a good header from Antonio. Very good header. We've had our opportunities, and to be fair, so have Celta. It's not all been one-way traffic, and we have had some questions asked of us, but so far we've had the answers more often than not. So the ball's played long. Header from Souček flicks it on, but the Celta Vigo players managed to get possession of the ball. It's around the centre circle. Ball's picking around. Paquetá's getting involved. But the ball goes back to the Celta Vigo goalkeeper. They've got possession around about their left-back slot. Played forward into midfield, but that's picked up by Vladimir Kufal, but then he loses possession. And Celta Vigo come away with it. But the ball's pinging around, and it's Kudus now that's the recipient. And has the referee blown for a free kick? He has. That's a free kick. It looks like that's their number 10 again. He's having another little chirp at the ref. He likes a little bit of a moan, and maybe he's got some justification on this occasion. He's rubbing his eyes. He's probably taking a poke in the old. Just having a look there. So there's Kudus. Yeah, his left arm swung round. There's no intent there, but he's obviously caught him in the eye. But West Ham have got possession again with Kufal. The ball comes back towards the centre circle where it finds Mavropanos. He plays the ball out to the left to Emerson. He then sweeps it back to Kilman, who then finds Alphonse Areola just outside our penalty box. He then goes long, and the Celta Vigo player gets his head to the ball, and they manage to get possession. The ball's now gone out for a throw-in to Celta Vigo down our right-hand side. They go back into their left-back slot, coming through into midfield. It's a ball going from left to right, but that's Max Kilman that mops it up. Sorry, excuse me, it was Emerson, not Max Kilman. He was in the position where I was expecting Kilman to be, but it was actually Emerson. Rodriguez, Mavropanos coming forwards. Round about the halfway line is Kufal. He clips the ball forwards. It was towards Bowen. The Celta defender gets ahead to it. Bowen tries to pick up the pieces. He's still buzzing around, but the Celta players manage to sort of, with their very good passing game, manages to go from one side of the pitch to the other. But it's gone loose, and now it's gone to Kudus. Kudus on the our left-hand side. He's tricky. He's pacey. He's an absolute box of tricks. He must be a nightmare. He's twisting the opposition blood. But they managed to get the ball, and now they're bringing it forwards down our left-hand side. And this is where Kufau coming forwards. This is when it breaks. This is the problem, because he's not quick enough to get back. We've managed to, again, just delay them and managed to reorganise. The ball's played forward into the penalty box, but it's fashioned, it's put away down our left-hand side for a Celta Vigo throw-in. So we're into the last, 3 minutes of the match in this half, excuse me, plus whatever the referee adds, which I wouldn't have thought would be much. It's a pre-season friendly at the end of the day. Just outside the penalty box, Celta are pinging the ball around really well. But that's a good challenge by Kufau, who now he brings it away, coming down our right-hand side. What's his options? He's not got many. Probably the only option he's got is either to go back or to play it to Antonio, and he goes back. And the ball ends up back at the feet of Areola, who then finds Max Kilman. Left-footed ball towards Kudus, again with a player at his back. And now Celta Vigo bring the ball forwards just into the penalty box, but the ball, it was a tame effort, and I think largely the reason for that is that the referee's whistle had gone, signalling that there had been an infringement just prior to the ball coming to the Celta Vigo number 7 when he had his shot. So it's a West Ham free kick, and the ball's now with Mavropanos just outside the penalty box. He's waiting for someone to make a move. No one does. He plays it to Kilman, and he then plays it back to Mavropanos, and then he goes to the right and finds Kufau. He then finds Michail Antonio on the halfway line. He turns, he loses his marker. He's off on one of those mazy runs. He's got 3 players in front of him. He now finds Jared Bowen on the right-hand side. That's not the best of balls. It's given him a little bit more work to do than he needed to, really. But he's kept possession. And it's back with Bowen, who finds Souček. Kufau down the right-hand side. And the ball's put out of play for a West Ham United throw. This half is coming to an end. I think we're probably going to see quite a few changes. There's a lot of substitutes on the bench, so I suspect that we're going to see quite a few new faces coming out in the beginning of the second half, and probably during the course of the second half itself. That will probably stunt a lot of the momentum that we've built. I think we've been the better team of the two. Celta have given us a test, make no mistake about that. And the ball's with Kufau. He finds Souček around about the centre circle. Paquetá just slightly in front of him. He clips the ball into Kudus. He takes a touch, spins, and then finds Emerson on our left-hand side. He offloads it to Paquetá, who gives it back to Emerson. And then Rodriguez, Souček, back to Emerson. We're going back towards Max Kilman, who then comes inside to Mavropanos. He's got a player there. He slips. Oh, that's costly. That's costly. Luckily, it wasn't maybe about 20 yards further forwards for Celta Vigo. We've got 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. Injury time, excuse me. Celta still have possession, but that was a slip from Mavropanos that on another day in a league game against a better opposition than Celta Vigo in a pre-season friendly could have been costly. And that is really the reason why we've had to spend £40 million on another centre-back. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but it's just that, you know, he has these costly little lapses. He has these little lapses during a game. You can get away with it in games like that, but in the Premier League, you'll get punished. And that's a header from the Celta Vigo player. It was swung in from their right-hand side. Got a header to it, but it was a fairly routine save for Areola. There wasn't a great deal of power in it. It wasn't too far from him. He just sort of slightly dived to his left, and he just gets both hands on the ball and makes a comfortable save. The ball's now with Kilman, just on the penalty box. He clips the ball forwards. It's flicked on by Kudus, and Souček carries on the run, but the ball's played back by the Celta defender to the goalkeeper. And now they bring the ball forwards from defence into midfield, out into their left-back slot, moving forwards. Now in our half, Celta have possession. Played out onto, and it's intercepted by Mohamed Kudus. Round about the centre line. They'll probably just play the rest of this time out. In fact, you'll probably find that Celta won't get another touch on it now for what remains. In fact, there is the half-time whistle. And it's a half-time that we've played really well in, I think. There have been little moments, little lapses that I think the Petegui will probably get them in and give them a little bit of a shot across the bows. But I think we've had the better of it. I think we're good value for a 2-1 advantage, if I'm being honest. Let's have a little look and see your comments. What do you think, guys? What do you think about the thanks, Early Doors. Do appreciate it. What do you think about what you've seen so far in this half? You've been I'm guessing that some of you have got this on a feed. I don't know. But I think we've done quite well in actual fact. So what do you want to see in the second half? So let's have a look. So substitutes. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen. I'll share this with you. So I don't know if I can zoom in on this. I can't. Okay. Well, look, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll just make it a little bit bigger for you to see. So that's the starting 11 and the substitutes bench. So let me know, what do you think you'd like to see coming on in the second half as far as the bench is concerned? So the substitute goalkeepers are Lucas Fabianski, Finley Herrick, and yeah, there's no Wes Fotheringham. So they're the two sub goalkeepers. We've got Aaron Cresswell, new signing Crescencio, or Cree Somerville, as he likes to be called. James Ward-Prowse, who's now got the number 8 shirt, which was the shirt he wore at Southampton. And obviously Somerville's got the 7, which Ward-Prowse wore last season. Nicholas Füllkrug, the German international hitman from Borussia Dortmund, has got a number 11. Luis Guilherme's got number 17. Danny Ings has retained the number 18 jersey. Maxwell Cornet, who's got number 22, which is his 3rd different squad number in 3 seasons, which probably tells you what you need to know, Maxwell. You're probably not in anyone's plans at the minute. Naya Faguer still retains the 27 shirt. Andy Irving has 29. George Earthy's number 40. Caelan Casey's 42. Gideon Cordua is 56. And Freddie Potts is number 62. I'd like to see Freddie Potts starting the second half. And I'd like to see... I don't think he's had a bad half. But I think I'd like to see Thomas Soucek withdrawn to get Potsy on the pitch. That's my take on it. I'd like to see him get a little bit of a runabout, in fairness. Guys, I've got 13 watching and I've got 9 likes at the minute. Could you do me a favor? Could you just drop a like on that stream on YouTube? Really would appreciate it. It does help, honestly. I mean, I don't understand how these algorithms work, but apparently it helps as far as getting the content to other places. There's 17 of you watching. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe. We're on 779 when I looked last. 779 subscribers, which when you think, when I restarted this, 3 weeks ago, after a little bit of a hiatus, we was on 499 subscribers, and we're now on 779. And that's absolutely wonderful. But I was looking at the analytics, and it's really strange because of the people that have watched all of the content that I've kicked out in the last 28 days, 70% of the people that watched it aren't subscribed. It's quite bewildering. Quite bewildering. But let me get rid of that. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Anyone for Moist Ball? No, you're all right, Barry. I'm all right. I'm enjoying this, to be fair. Wilston Raiders running wild at Dagenham and Redbridge. Police called and everything. Running wild. Early Doors isn't missing it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think if we can get Wan-Bissaka done, which now looks like is something of a formality. I'm hearing that he's going to have his medical tomorrow, I believe. That's what I've heard. So you'll probably find it will be announced Monday, Tuesday. I take it you're referring to that little slip up that you had, Adrian. Yeah, that got me a little bit worried. He got away with it. It is entertaining. It was we've looked good, and it was positive. Couple of little slip ups, as I say. Kilman made a couple of errors. Mavropanos made an error. Hopefully having Todibo alongside him, Kilman will show the best of himself, I'm hoping. Wally, Paquetá is looking good. You agree with me then, Joan? Get Potsy on. It is a strange one, Maltese. I mean, 70% of the people that have watched the content on this channel in the last 28 days aren't subscribed to the channel. And I sit there and I wonder if even half of that number had made the decision to subscribe, where would we be? It really is strange. I mean, how difficult is it to click subscribe? I'm guessing that most of the people that have watched the content are probably West Ham fans. Almost certainly West Ham fans. Think people misunderstand the subscribe words, as you know. Yeah, exactly. I do wonder. Someone made that point the other day about maybe the word follow would be a better word. But I think, don't most people understand that? I mean, subscribing on YouTube, it's not new, is it? I mean, how long's YouTube been out there? I don't think people must subscribe to like hundreds of channels and they've never paid a copper coin unless they're like Hammers Chat do Patreon and all the rest of it and things like that. But yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, this is why I'm at pains to say, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't have your bank details. I'm not going to come around and kidnap your children or anything like that. Just click subscribe and like the stream. It's pretty simple, really. But I mean, the progress we've made since we've come back, as I say, from 499 3 weeks ago, as I just refreshed my browser, it's 781 now. So we've got another 2 subscribers. Whoever you are, thank you very much. Do appreciate it, and please tell your friends that we're here. Yeah, it is a bit of a strange one. It's funny though, I was watching a video, a YouTube video earlier on today, and it had 21 things that small YouTube channels make as a mistake. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to watch that. And it was quite interesting that there was quite a few things that I looked at and went, oh, hang on. And it shone a light on a few little things. And I have made a few little, in the last couple of hours, I've made a few little tweaks and whatever. I mean, you might notice that little thing below there has ever so slightly changed, because it's now got, you'll notice it says question mark, sub underscore confirmation equals 1. And this is for you, Early Doors, because obviously I'm aware that you've got a YouTube channel. So this might be something that you're not aware of, but it might be a useful thing for you to implement somehow. If you put that at the end of your channel name, question mark sub underscore confirmation equals 1, right? And you put that on all of your blurb to say, click this to sub, and what will happen is when you click on that link, it will take you to your YouTube channel, and there will be a window that pops up that says, do you want to subscribe, or words to that effect. And I thought, really? And I tried it and it works. Give it a go. Put that on some of your literature. Put that on, because when people click it, when new subscribers click that, they'll be taken to the channel, and the first thing they'll be confronted by is a pop-up saying, do you want to subscribe? Worth a go. Worth a go. Exactly that, Barry. Exactly that. If you don't subscribe, you won't be in the know. It's like you're in the dark. They're spraying a pitch at London Stadium. They're getting the... It's a good job we ain't got a hosepipe ban. Just looking the whole of that upper section, and I'm looking from behind one goal to the other. I'm just trying to work out which goal I'm behind, but I can't quite make out. Right, so that's going to be... So I'm looking... Oh, Christ. I always get them confused. Which one? Because at the Bowling Ground, the Trevor Brooking stand was the old North Bank, wasn't it? But now, isn't it that the northerly stand is now the Bobby Moore stand? I'm fairly sure they reversed it, didn't they? At the London Stadium. I'm sure that the northern stadium is now the Bobby Moore stand. So they're looking. So this camera angle is looking from the Trevor Brooking stand towards the Bobby Moore stand, with the West stand on the right and the Billy Bond stand on the right, the West stand on the left. Is what I'm looking at, and the whole of that upper bowl that I'm looking at is completely bereft of anyone. And even during the match, there was I think it was on the Trevor Brooking. It must have been the Trevor Brooking lower, and there was just loads, clumps of empty seats. So yeah, exactly that. I think follow would probably be a better word to use, if I'm being honest, because I think you're right. Thinking about it, subscribe. Well, a lot of people subscribe to this, subscribe to that. It costs you money. Yeah, honestly, give it a go. And as I say, there's these videos that are on YouTube that are sort of really aimed at people like us, smaller channels that are not sort of got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but you're trying to build it from the base up. And there's just silly little bits of piece of information where you sort of like, you'll make these little adjustments, these little tweaks, these little things, and it just sort of like makes things a little bit better for you. As I say, if you do that on any of the literature with your channel URL on it, put at the end of it !sub_confirmation=1. Give that a go, and you may well see some traction. You may not. I can't guarantee it. Worth getting opposition fans' channels on to review our games. That brings in new subs too. It does. We did do that on a previous channel that I inhabited. We haven't actually done it on this yet. I might look into that, but I sometimes have had it where sort of like you'll have the opposition person come on, and look, we all lead busy lives, and sometimes they sort of like, at the 11th hour, it's like, yeah, I can't make it, blah, blah, blah. And that can sometimes be a little bit disheartening when that happens. Thanks very much, Early Doors. As he says there, subscribe, follow, confirmation, whatever. It makes sense. Let's get to 800 and beyond. And it's not just me, it's me brother as well. And anybody else that jumps on the channel. Charlie's a good friend that pops up. You do indeed. Oh, look, I'm not in any rush. I'm not in any rush, Joan. I'm really not. It'll happen. Slow and steady wins the race. So we've got some of the players coming out onto the pitch. They're just having a little kickabout at the minute, so not too much going on. Let me have a look. Where are we at? Oh, that's annoying. 780 subscribers, so someone's decided it wasn't for them. They voted with their feet. That's a pity. That's a pity. So what have we got? We've got 13 likes. 13 are watching, so I suppose I can't really ask any of you to, because there's clearly, if there was more viewers than there was likes, then I might be sort of banging the drum, but probably not much point really. I don't know, Wally. In terms of will I do more watch-alongs? It's never something I've really done that regularly, if I'm being honest. Probably principally because as far as the home games are concerned, I'm at the home game, so I can't do a watch-along for the home games. With the away games, I tend to go to them less regularly. I don't know. Possibly. May well do. Not quite as, I mean, put it this way, because I don't do it as much as other channels do, maybe theirs is a little bit more slick, has more bells and whistles, and mine's a little bit more basic, I think is the word I'm looking for, without trying to do myself down. But plans for the channel, just keep doing what we're doing, previews, reviews, looking to get a few people in on the old Mount Matty Rushmore series, and yeah, just do what we do, mate. Take it as it comes. That's the way I look at it. So it looks like we've got some of our players warming up on the pitch, so I think they're probably going to be coming out fairly soon. That's annoyed me, that has. 781. I thought, whoop-de-doo. And then they dropped to 780. I can't be greedy, as I say. 499. Could do, Barry. Could do. I don't want to be ridiculously busy because I've obviously got to balance my life of being not just on this, but being doing my job, which is very busy. Although I'm on a fortnight's holiday now, so I can do a few little bits and bobs on here in the background. Obviously, being a dad, being a husband, all of those things, being a son, being a brother. But we'll see what happens. A gear on. Not quite sure who else is brought in. I appreciate that, Joan. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You got me all my contact details at the bottom. They're scrolling along, so please do reach out to me. Although hang on, Wednesday. I've got a funny feeling. I'll tell you what, send me an invitation. I've got a funny feeling that I'm already doing a recording of Mount Matty Rushmore. But then I was supposed to do, this is one I was supposed to do last week. And I won't name them because they may not want me to name them as yet, but they might not be bothered. But anyway, we've kicked off. We're 26 seconds in, and Celta have the ball round about the centre circle. Let me just. All right, I'm now going to concentrate on this, ladies and gentlemen. So get your comments in. I'll get to them in due course. But as I say, obviously, because I'm watching the match for obvious reasons. So is it just Aguirre that we've made the change? Looks like it. So Antonio's still on the pitch. So who's Aguirre on for? Is he on for Kilman? Or is he on for Mavropanos? Or has he gone to 3 centre-backs? Let's have a look. So, yeah, it looks like Kilman's still playing. Kufau's still playing. That's Souček on the ball? I think it is. Okay, well, I'll figure it out as I go along. It's gone out for a Celta throw-in on their right-hand side. Sort of deep midfield area. And the ball's with their right back. He goes back to the goalkeeper. Now bring it out towards their left. Bowen's out there giving him a little bit of grief. And the ball is dropped to James Ward-Prowse. So Ward-Prowse is on the pitch as well. So it looks like we've got, so Fabianski's now in goal, and we've got Naya Faguer on the pitch. So it's Max Kilman shifted across, and he's gone to right centre back. Okay. So Kilman's on the ball now. So Kilman's in the right centre back position. Naya Faguer's the left centre back. I guess it's a bit of a moot point as to which one goes there, but I know sometimes you can have a player that's particularly comfortable on the right and not on the left. I think a case in point being Craig Dawson. He always favoured playing on the right. So whenever he had a centre back along him, if it was normally a right-sided centre back, they would have to shift across, like Kurt Zouma. Remember him, the one with the jelly-made knees. Kudus is on the ball. He finds Paquetá. He clips the ball to Kudus. He carries on. He's in the penalty box, but can't get the ball under his magic spell. The ball has gone out. And that is, I believe, a goal kick for Celta Vigo. But that was a bright little move. It was Kudus 1-2 with Paquetá. Kudus carries on his run into the penalty box. Celta player was close by. It's actually a corner. It is actually a corner. And it looks like this is being taken by James Ward-Prowse. He swings it in right-footed, gets plenty of curvature on the ball, but the goalkeeper gets both fists to it, punches it out, comes back to James Ward-Prowse, who fires it back into the penalty box. But Celta Vigo defend it well. And then the ball it's a free kick just outside the Celta Vigo penalty box. Players down. One of the Celta players is down, clutching his boot. I'm not quite sure then, is that? It looks like it is actually, although it's the Celta player that's down, it looks like it's actually a West Ham free kick, I believe. It certainly looks that way. I say I can't hear the commentary at the minute. Yeah. So you got Ward-Prowse and I think it's Paquetá. Takes the strike, but the Celta wall does its job. And there's a Celta player down just in the penalty box. He's obviously he took the free kick full in the face. Looks like he's a little bit worse for wear. Is he ever going to score a free kick for us? Is he ever going to score a free kick for us, even in a pre-season friendly? It looks like he's just forgotten how to take a free kick. Yeah, no worries, early doors, anytime. Yep, we'll fit it in. There he goes. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Lukewarm Paquetá. Like it. Like it. Should have a little bit of water. Okay, so we've got the possession again. Owen down our right-hand side. He finds Thomas Soucek. Recycles the ball to Vladimir Kufau in the right-back slot. He's careering forwards down our right, their left. He's got their defender opposite. Close attention, and the ball's come off of Kufau near the corner flag. And it's a Celta Vigo throw. No real urgency to take the throw in at the moment. It's played forwards. West Ham have got it now with Naya Fagere. Kilman then plays the ball back to Fabianski. And then Aguirre receives it back from Fabianski. Kilman plays the ball forwards. Antonio's in close proximity, but the Celta defenders deal with it, and it goes back to their goalkeeper. Looks like Kufau's making a little bit of a nuisance of himself to his opposite number. Ball's gone out of play for a Celta Vigo throw. They're playing the ball forwards, but it's picked up by Naya Fagere. Kudus on the ball. And you can see that when he receives the ball, the opposition are like, uh-oh. Celta have got the ball. They're playing it forwards through the centre circle. Kufau gets in the way, though. Ball drops to Souček. And Ward-Prowse. Aguirre. Souček. Aguirre. Ward-Prowse. Then onto Aguirre, left-footed. Plays it from left to right to Bowen, but doesn't quite get a good connection on the ball, Jared Bowen. And the goalkeeper's played it out to Kufau. And now it's with Thomas Souček. Paquetá. He plays it back to the centre-back, Max Kilman. Inside to his teammate, Naya Fagere, who then finds Ward-Prowse, who then finds Antonio. Antonio finds Bowen, but he can't quite reach it. Souček retrieves it, though. Crosses the ball in. This really is an un-Souček-like performance. I know it's only a pre-season friendly, but this is not the Thomas Souček that I remember from the last couple of seasons. Player's gone down. Not too sure who it is and what's happened there, but there's a West Ham player down. But play's carrying on, and Celta have the ball just outside our penalty box. And the ball's played into one of their, and it's looks like Naif. No, it's Kilman. Kilman with a sliding challenge round about the 6-yard box. And the ball's gone out of play for a corner. But I'd be interested to know who the West Ham player was that's gone down. Not sure who it was. But it's a corner to Celta Vigo. That is, I do believe, that is Paquetá. Is it Paquetá that's down getting treatment? It is. Oh, that is not good. That is not good on the eve of the season to have one of your star players, if not your star player, on the deck. I think if I was the manager, I think I would get him off the pitch and keep him off the pitch. There's no point in risking him. He's taken a bit of a whack. It looks like he's carrying on. I think they're just going to assess it as he goes. But I think that might not be the best move that the manager's ever made, but hopefully my fears are completely unfounded. But Paquetá was on the ground for a little while there, in fairness. Corner to Celta. Lucas Fabianski acrobatically punches the ball out of his penalty box. Celta retrieve it down their left-hand side. And now Paquetá's got the ball and he's bringing the ball out. Kudus picks it up. Kudus is off. He's pulled back there by the Celta defender, but Kudus don't care. He's off. Recycles the ball back to Paquetá, who's just around this halfway line. Aguirre finds Ward-Prowse via Emerson. Souček back to Emerson, back to Ward-Prowse. And then he comes back to Naya Fagere. And then he plays the ball back to Lucas Fabianski, who's just outside his penalty box, who then finds nice little 1-2 between Aguirre and Fabianski. The ball's now with Fabianski. He finds Kilman. And then he slots it through to James Ward-Prowse. He moves forwards with purpose. Antonio, Emerson, Souček, Kilman. It's probably the first bad ball that Souček played there, that ball to Kilman. It was just slightly behind him, but Kilman had readjusted and got the ball pretty straightforwardly, so there was no harm done. Souček's played well. He comes in for a lot of stick, and I sometimes am the one giving it him. But he's looked a decent. He's looked decent. Antonio's on the ball on the left-hand side. Now the ball's swept forward by Ward-Prowse. It's picked up by Jared Bowen on our right-hand side. Offloads it to Paquetá. Souček again. Paquetá bringing the ball forwards. The attacking midfield slot. But it's crowded out. Celta win possession. And they're bringing the ball back, but then they lose possession, and now the ball's with Mohamed Kudus. He finds Antonio, Emerson, Paquetá, Emerson again, Ward-Prowse comes out to the left, back finds Emerson, plays it forward. There's Antonio hugging the left-hand touchline. He's off, plays a cross in, and it's towards Thomas Souček, but Celta Vigo defender deals with it. It goes out for a throw into West Ham, round about the right back slot. Celta Vigo trying their best, but it's come to Kudus. He's on a mazy run. He's in the penalty box. He centres it, but Celta deal with that quite straightforwardly. But now the ball's with Kufal. That looks like that's a foul. No, play on, and Kufal puts the ball out of play for a Celta throw-in. Yeah, I think he's okay. You may be right, Adrian. So Nicholas Füllkrug's about to come on. Big German international from Borussia Dortmund. And it's Michail Antonio, who's looked pretty lively, it has to be said. He gives his little ears a wiggle, which is apparently his little thing that he does. He's done that since he was a kid. Game face, switch on, whatever. So Füllkrug is on the pitch. Celta have the ball. They're coming down their right back slot into midfield, but it's picked up easily by Ward-Prowse. He finds Kudus, comes into the penalty box. Kudus, jinking run, dealt with by the Celta Vigo defence, but it took quite a bit of effort on their part to deal with him. Naya Faguer finds Emerson. He comes inside to Souček. And then we comes over to the right-hand side. It's now with Bowen into central midfield with Ward-Prowse just inside the centre circle. He then comes and finds Bowen, who's on the right-hand side. Goes back to Bowen, back to Ward-Prowse, excuse me. Pops it across to Emerson. Then he comes back to Ward-Prowse. He's just assessing his options. Souček has the ball. Pops it forwards to Paquetá, receives it back from Paquetá, then to Kilman, Aguirre, Emerson, and the ball goes back to the 39-year-old Polish international goalkeeper, Lukas Fabianski, former Polish international. Souček, ball's played forwards. Celta Vigo have possession. Sufal just gets involved, and then we win possession back with Ward-Prowse and Füllkrug involved as well. I think that's his first touch as a West Ham player, Füllkrug. Paquetá's on the ball. Atmosphere seems quite probably what you'd expect, though, really. Not many people in the ground. Probably a lot of families with kids that have gone. It's their opportunity, I guess. And it's an offside call. Celta Vigo striker caught offside. So, few substitutions being made. Yeah, the love rug. It's the more polite version. As soon as we signed him, I couldn't call him that anymore, could I? I've got to wait till he has a bad game, and then I can call him it again. And then I've got some justification. Just gonna have a look at something. Do excuse me. Just gonna check something. Just taking my attention off. That's it. Sorry about that. So West Ham have got possession with Kufal. Fulkrug. Fulkrug. Hillman. Ward-Prowse swings the ball out to the Brazilian left back, Emerson. Now Paquetá's got the ball, but he loses possession, and Celta bring the ball forwards, but it's intercepted well by Aguirre, and we recycle the ball, and it comes forwards towards Bowen, but the Celta managed to do well to defend it. Celta Vigo with the ball. Yeah, it just seems like a really quiet atmosphere there at the minute. Coming down there, left, our right. They're coming forwards with organised though. The defence is not really giving them too much, but it comes out to their right-hand side, and the shot just goes across the opposite post. Emerson was just not quite in the right position. It found their right winger. They found him with ease. He was in acres of space. If his finishing had been better, then it might have been an equaliser. We might have had a Desmond on our hands. 64th minute here. 2-1 West Ham. Kufal with his facing his own goal. Offloads the ball to Kilman, who pops the ball into midfield, but Celta win possession. Ball's played long from back to front, but the ball is going to go out of play, I think. No, it doesn't. It just holds up, and Kufal retrieves the ball, plays it back to Fabianski, who pops the ball out to Naya Aguirre. He's going to have to be careful here, Aguirre. Oh, he's lost possession. Lost possession in a dangerous area, and Celta Vigo could make something of this. It's a goal. It's a goal. 2-2. I said, didn't I? I said Aguirre's going to have to be careful here. There were players around him, plenty of players around him, and he dilly-dallied. He didn't look like he knew what to really do there. He was just caught in between a rock and a hard place. He didn't quite know what to do. He didn't know whether to stick or twist. And I said, he's going to have to be careful here, and he loses possession. They managed to fashion nice little 1-2s, good bit of football, little bit of luck involved. There was a little bit of a ricochet, and the ball drops to the striker perfectly, and he couldn't miss. He couldn't miss. Puts it in the top corner past Fabianski, who was completely powerless to do anything in that situation. He was let down there by Naya Aguirre. That's poor from Naya Aguirre. That really is. Not good enough. Not good enough. We've got some subs coming on. George Earthy and Crescencio Somerville are on the sidelines. They're about to come on. Who's coming off? So it's Paquetá coming off for Earthy. And it looks like Jared Bowen's coming off for Somerville. Interesting. Interesting. So what are we thinking? Who's the man of the match so far? I think for me, Kudus. He's looked bright. He's looked breezy. He's every time he's got the ball, he's usually got his back to goal, and the Celta players are absolutely bricking it. Paquetá played well. Been a bit disappointed with the centre backs in little phases. Even there, Aguirre's got the ball there, and he doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable on the ball at the minute. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he's sort of a little bit put out by the fact that we've just signed a centre back that, in all likelihood, is going to shove him onto the bench, or maybe out of the club. Although I doubt it, because I think that Zuma going, we need a little bit of cover, but we'll see. Kufau's got the ball. He finds George Earthy. He then distributes it to Kudus. Kudus clips the ball back to Fabianski, and then he finds Naya Figueira. He brings the ball forward from defence, goes to his right-hand side and finds Kilman. Kilman into central midfield. And again, Kilman back. Offloads it to Kufau, who comes back to Lucas Fabianski, who's just outside his penalty box. And then he finds Naya Figueira. Plays a nice little 1-2 with Ward-Prowse. Then on to Kilman. Kilman right-footed. Finds Kudus on the right wing. So Kudus has come over to the right to replace Bowen, essentially. And Somerville's gone over to the left where Kudus was previously. Excuse me. Earthy on the ball. Earthy again. Ward-Prowse finds Kilman. Kilman brings the ball forwards into the opposition penalty, in the opposition half. Excuse me. He finds Kudus on the right. Kudus was faced by about three opposition players. He comes inside. Somerville, and it turns Thomas Souček round the penalty spot. It was Kudus's good work. Made a pest. Made an absolute nuisance of himself. Somerville, and then there's Thomas Souček on the swivel, but he's just leaning back. So, of course, coaching 101, when you're leaning back, when you make contact with a ball like that, the ball's going one place up. Some more substitutions from Celta Vigo, and the players look... I reckon I've got underpants that are older than these players that are coming on. I'm sure I have. But as I get older, these players look younger anyway, so what can you say? Oh, we're back up to 781 subscribers. So I don't know whether that was the person that left and then decided that they left by mistake, or whether that's someone completely different. But whoever you are, subscriber number 781, thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Tell your friends. Tell your friends that we're here. It's just showing the goal again, the equaliser for Celta Vigo. If it had gone, there was another player that was lurking. If it had gone to that player, then I think they'd have been offside. But, you know, another drinks break. Let's have a look at your comments. Let's have a little look. Yeah, yeah. Again, that was a bit poor, wasn't it, Joan? He is playing down the left, mate. He is. They've swapped him and they've swapped Kudus over to the right. He probably put a bet on it. He's probably disappointed that he got subbed off. Yeah, we'll see. I think he's a danger wherever he goes, Mandy. I think he's gonna be an absolute menace for the opposite number. I don't envy them. Yeah. So, is it Cresswell? I don't know why, and I said this on the West Ham network lunchtime yesterday with Russ. Why didn't they make this match the Aaron Cresswell testimonial? You could have still had it as the Betway Cup, but you could have had the two events simultaneously. The Betway Cup slash Aaron Cresswell testimonial. I don't know how you would have marketed it. I mean, he's been with the club 10 years now, and I know that testimonials now, were of a bygone era because players didn't earn the money that they do now. But even so, I mean, a lot of players now, if very few that do testimonials, because let's be honest, there's very few players in the modern era that play at 10 years for one club. But the ones that do, I don't think they trouser the money, do they? I think they usually give the money to a worthwhile cause. And I'm pretty sure that Aaron Cresswell would have done that. Some local charity like, I don't know, Iron Supporting Food Banks, maybe. Just saying. Anyway, we've got possession of the ball. Down our right, it comes inside tonight, left, excuse me. Now with Kilman. He finds Kufal. Offloads to his Czech teammate. When is it that we all of a sudden started calling the Czech Republic Czechia? Have you noticed this? This happened during the Euros. It started to sort of happen. All of a sudden, the Czech Republic is now referred to as Czechia. And have you noticed how Turkey now, we don't spell it like the bird? We spell it Turkiye. I don't understand. I'm like, all these years, I've known it as Turkey, as in the bird. And now you're mucking around with the spelling. Very strange. And Czechia. It's always been since the breakup of the old Czechoslovakia, it's always been Czech Republic. Anyway, we've got a corner. Ward-Prowse is taking it down our right-hand side. He swings the ball in, drops the ball into a dangerous area, but it's well defended by Celta. The ball comes out of the penalty box, and it's now round the centre circle with Vladimir Kufal, who was the last man back. And the ball now finds itself with Lucas Fabianski. We've played 75 minutes. Scores locks at 2-2. Have a little sip of me water. Do excuse me. Fabianski, Kilman. He finds Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse finds Aaron Cresswell. Cresswell to Somerville. Back to Cresswell. Naif Aguirre. Strides forwards. Then checks back inside. Finds Ward-Prowse. He comes across to the right-hand side. Kufal making a run. He then plays it on to Kudus. He's coming down the right-hand side. Cuts inside. He's got a defender for company. He plays a left-footed ball. Drops inside to Cresswell. Cresswell inside the penalty box. Earthy. Ward-Prowse. Ball comes left to Crescencio Somerville. Somerville cuts inside. He offloads the ball to Fulkrug. Looks like it was a foul there, but the referee says play on. Ball comes out to the right with Kufal. First time cross. Oh, and that should have been on the the big German. Didn't quite make it. It's a decent ball. Let's have a look at this again, look a little bit closer. So Kilman rolls it to Kufel, plays a first time ball, doesn't quite get there, full Krug. Just a little bit short. He'll get used to those crosses coming in. He'll reap dividends, he really will. Celta have the ball. Coming back inside towards the centre circle. Celta still have it. But that's intercepted. Not quite successfully though, but Somerville got a foot in just to stunt the momentum slightly. But it's still with Celta Vigo. They come down their left, faced by Kufal. Ball swung into the opposite wing. Now Cresswell faces their player. And it's just forcing them back a little bit. They're just forcing them back. Defensively, we're looking strong, but we've conceded 2 goals. A little bit disappointing. Tadibo hopefully will be the answer to that. And if we can get in, who I think we will with Wan-Bissaka, we become that little bit stronger still. So let's see. Free kick to Celta Vigo, just outside the penalty box. We've played 78 and a bit minutes. They have a free kick. It may well be Maltese. It may well be in the Turkish language, but in England, it's always been spelled as in the bird, isn't it? So, not well, probably because they don't stay 10 years at a club, do they, Wally? It's quite uncommon now. So Celta Vigo free kick. It's nowhere. That's worse than the James Ward-Prowse free kick in a West Ham shirt. How has he forgotten how to take a free kick? He's okay at corners. This is the weird thing. It's not dead ball situations as a whole. Corners, free kicks, all of a sudden, he's just like, for the last 12 months, he's been just nothing special. Certainly not someone that's 1 or 2 free kick goals away from getting a Premier League record that's currently held by David Beckham. Anyway, Earthy's on the ball. He's looking for his options. He goes back to Kilman. Aguirre strides forwards into midfield. Ward-Prowse back to Aguirre. Comes back to Kilman, who's in the centre circle. He finds Thomas Souček. Souček finds his international teammate, Kufal, hugging the right-hand touchline. He recycles the ball back to Souček, who comes in field to Max Kilman. Finds Aguirre striding forwards, who plays a ball forwards to Somerville. He can't control it, and now Celta have the ball, but it's intercepted by Max Kilman. The Celta still have possession. Celta's pinging the ball around, short, sharp passes, first time. They do look comfortable on the ball. We'll say that. And they've clipped the ball forwards down our left. And he's got Aguirre for Kilman for company. And there's the shot, and it's a save by Fabianski down low to his right. That was a decent enough strike. Low, powerful strike. I think really and truly, Fabianski should make the save. A keeper of his qualities. I think if he'd have been beaten by that, I'd have been disappointed. Kufal's on the ball, right back slot, plays it into midfield towards Fulkrug. Fulkrug's quite deep, playing quite deep. I'd like to see him a little bit further up. Got another substitution taking place for Celta Vigo. Let's have a look at your comments if you've set any in. The boycott. What, you heard about the why it's not Aaron Cresswell's testimonial? On corners, I think JWP still looks decent. Free kicks, not so much. And yeah, you do sit there and go, could you have Bowen on free kicks then? So anyway, so Fabianski's got the ball in his hands now. There's 34,448 watching on the West Ham YouTube channel, which is probably more than's in the stadium, in truth. Stadium that holds 62.5 for football. When do you reckon we'll get the whole lot of that seating? Do you think we will? Because that's actually a 66,000 seater stadium. There's chunks of seats that have got tarpaulin over it. I know that because I sit up in the gods and they're just to my left. There's complete blocks. No one sits. They're just covered with black plastic tarpaulin. Because when we first moved into the stadium, it was 54, 56,000, and they gradually ratcheted up over time to 60,000, then 62.5, which is what it is now. And it's like, why is there all this mucking around? Just open it up. Give us the extra 3,500 seats. What's the problem? Probably it's something to do with money, isn't it? Let's be honest. It usually is. Anyway, Kilman's got the ball. Plays the ball left-footed down the right-hand side, and Kudus is off after it near the corner flag. He comes inside, and he's still got the ball. Kudus swings the ball in too much on the cross. Too much on the cross. However, we've still got possession, but we've just lost out there. And now Celta come forwards from their right back position. Somerville was there like a flash, though, just chased him down. Cresswell as well. And they come forward, Celta Vigo. Kufau's got two players that he's got to try and take care of, and he can't do it. And that's a save from Fabianski. Kufau was on a 2-on-1 there. And when the ball was played out to the far left-hand side, the number 5 had a strike. And Fabianski, again, it's a save he should make, in truth. Tips it over the bar, and it's a corner. '85th minute, 2-2. Celta have the corner. Swings it in. Shot. Well, I say a shot. He sort of swung his boot in. Now we get the shot, and Fabianski, yes, routine save. Routine save. Nothing really to trouble him. $782 subscribers now. That's nice. That's nice. Thank you. 782, whoever you are. Tell your friends we're here. Celta Vigo got the ball inside their penalty box. Back to their goalkeeper. And then the defender, number 15, brings it out. Coming down the right-hand side, but that's a throw-in. Celta Vigo have the throw. Aguirre finds Kilman. Oh, it was a bit loose, but nearly got caught out. Then he finds Kufau. Kufau goes back to Fabianski. Fabianski clips it. He clips it out of play. Deary me. That's just basic. There's no need for him to do that. I know he's a goalkeeper, but there was anyone near him. He's just played the ball straight out for a Celta throw-in. Anyway, Earthy's on the ball. Earthy, Kudus is inside our half, and then the ball goes back towards Naya Aguirre. He then finds Cresswell on the left-hand side. He rolls the ball forward to Somerville, back to goal. He steadies up, straightens up, goes on a run into the centre circle, and he's brought down illegally. And that's a West Ham free kick. Free kick taken. It's Kilman on the ball. Again, Ward-Prowse. Cresswell plays it back to Fabianski. I'm guessing that this goes straight to penalties, does it? Or do they just say that we share the cup? I'm guessing it's penalties. Fabianski again plays the ball out of play for no apparent reason. Yeah, I think it is pens. I'm pretty sure. There is a trophy to win, Paolo. There is a trophy to win. We can't turn our nose up at that. Straight to pens. Yeah, you're not going to have extra time, are you? You're not going to have extra time. Luis Guilherme comes on for Mohamed Kudus. Let's see what he shows. He looks half decent in the friendly against Palace in a little cameo appearance. He had a shot in the after he come on in the second half that, you know, it was a nice little run and shot, I remember. I don't think he's been brought in to be a regular this season. I think he's been brought in maybe for potential. We'll see how he pans out. I mean, like the last Brazilian we brought in, last Brazilian sort of youngster we brought in, Luizão, that didn't work out so well. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. I'm sure he'll be all right. Anyway, Celta have got the ball round the centre circle, but we've won it back. Souček finds Somerville. He then offloads it to Aguirre. The ball's now with Kufal. He rolls it out to Guilherme, then Earthy, then Kufal. Now, long ball played by Kufal from right to left, but it's cut out by the Celta player, but it drops Thomas Souček, and he wins that beautifully. Breaks up the play, finds Cresswell, clips it forward, but Celta right back, well defended. But Fulkrug's in there. He's making an absolute nuisance of himself, but he's done a little bit too much by the looks of things. No, I thought the referee was signalling for a free kick, but he's let play carry on, and now the ball's out on the right-hand side with Guilherme. Guilherme finds Earthy. Earthy to Kilman. Kilman plays it inside to Aguirre, and he receives it back. Earthy. Earthy upended. That's surely a free kick. That's surely a free kick, ref. No. He puts his arm out like he's signalling for a free kick, but he lets the play carry on. I can't work that out. That's a couple of times he's done that now. He's caught me unawares, and he puts his arm out as if he's signalling for a free kick, but the play carries on. It's really strange. So 90 minutes are up, and I've not 2 minutes added. 2 minutes have been added. So unless we get one of the two teams on the pitch get what would surely be a winner in the next 2 minutes, we have a penalty shootout, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a shot from Celta Vigo. Oh, that could have been a winner for Celta Vigo. If he'd have been a little bit more composed with his finish, I'm pretty sure he would have done. We got away with that. It's a goal kick to West Ham. Fabianski takes it long. Souček gets his head to it, flicks it on, but it's picked up by the Celta Vigo defender. Goes into midfield, but it's won. And now with James Ward-Prowse, he plays the ball forwards and that's a free kick. Somerville was hassled. This time the referee puts his arm out, and he does blow his whistle. Let's say very confusing, this referee. I'm not quite sure what he's doing half the time. Very, very strange. Very strange. But anyway. So it's a free kick to West Ham United. Looks like it's James Ward-Prowse that's going to take it. Just around the centre circle. Clips it forwards. That is defended well by Celta Vigo, but it drops towards Earthy, but he can't quite keep possession. Shot. Shot from just outside the penalty box, caught by Ward-Prowse, but he doesn't doesn't quite get a good connection on it, and it just sails past the goalkeeper's right hand upright quite quite far. You know, it's probably further than it looks, wide of the goal. And I've got a funny feeling we're probably going to be when the goalkeeper takes this goal kick. I've got a funny feeling that will be full time, and then we'll be heading towards pens. Yep, that is the final whistle, and we've got a penalty shootout. So what are we thinking? Who would your penalty takers be? Bearing in mind who's on the pitch, who would be taking the penalties for you? The Anglo-Italian Cup. I remember going to Upton Park back in the day to see us play Reggiana. Reggiana. Canio says at least the 1,500 who broke the strike. Is it 1,500? Is that how many they got? Okay. Yeah, there won't be too much of the stop-start signs. Ref is too tired to blow his whistle. That may well be what's been going on, mate. That may well be what's going on. I say players would go down, and I'd be sitting here watching it, thinking when he puts his arm out, I'm thinking he's signalling it's a free kick, and the play would carry on. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. So let's have a look. What's Wally put? He's put Earthy, Fulkrug. Fulkrug does take penalties. Suchek, yep. Somerville. You got one more, Wally. You got 5 penalty takers before you get into yeah, Cresswell. That'd be a good shout. Yep. Fabianski, can he make himself a hero? Let's see. So it'd be interesting to see who takes the pens for us. So well, this little break. I don't know if any of you guys know about this, whether you've got involved in it. Um, please don't forget the West Ham Massive League Super Six. And what I will do, whilst there's this little break in play, let me just I will send you guys the link. It's completely free to enter. What I'll do, I'll share. So this is what you're looking for on the Sky Sports Super Six. Okay, and what I will do, I will copy that and I will put that in the live chat. So if any of you guys want to join this, it's a little bit of a laugh. It's a little bit of fun and games. So that's the link in the live chat. You can just click on that. That takes you to Super Six. You open a Sky Bet account. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to place a deposit or anything like that. And you can just sign up, go onto that league. As it says there, you're looking for the West Ham Massive League, and your PIN number is Echo Bravo 53 November 8. And basically, you look, there's 6 fixtures that you are given. I'll show you, if I just show you, they're all the people that are in it at the minute. And where's my, there you go. They're my predictions. Anyway, I think we're about to take the first penalty. Cresswell takes it left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. West Ham are 1-0 up. But yeah, get stuck into that, guys. Please do. So it's 1-0 to West Ham, ladies and gentlemen. Left-footed strike by Cresswell, just side foots it. Goalkeeper went the wrong way. So now Fabianski's got the ball. Obviously, the referee's having a little chat to him, telling him what he expects. And this is their number 6, Iliax, I've just been told. Iliax. So let's see what he's got. right-footed, and that's a save. Fabianski goes to his right, goes down low. Wasn't a very good penalty. He did one of them little hop skip sort of nonsense just before he made contact with the ball, trying to put the goalkeeper off. Fabianski's been round the block. He's not going to fall for that load of old nonsense. So that's one penalty taken each. West Ham have the slight advantage, 1-0. Now this one's Ward-Prowse. So you'd think that him being a bit of a set piece expert, a dead ball from 12 yards with no wall or anything like that, this should be easy for him. Commentator's kiss of death? No, not at all. Blasts it. Blasts it. The only thing I can say is it was probably a good height for the keeper if the goalkeeper went, but the pace was, he'd have struggled. He'd have struggled, even if it is a good height for goalkeepers, just looking at this replay. Yeah. He'd have done well to keep that out. So stepping forward to take their second one, number 30. This is the guy that I was talking to Ben about, Hugo Alvarez. So looks like he's going to take it right-footed, strikes it, 2-1. Sends the goal the wrong way. Celta Vigo are off the mark in this penalty shootout. West Ham still have the advantage. There's 2 penalties taken apiece. Obviously, if we get to 5 penalties taken apiece and the scores are locked, we then go to a sudden death penalty shootout. And I believe this is Thomas Soucek that's stepping forward to take a pen. Thomas Soucek comes in right-footed, scores. Good pen. Good penalty. He watches the goalkeeper make his move, and then he just sort of like bangs it straight down the middle, I think. It's just looking at it from, yeah. He saw the goalkeeper move and just sort of put it pretty central. It's a good penalty. So we've taken 3, scored 3. This is their third penalty. They're 3-1 down presently. Number 33. Referee blows his whistle, and that's 3-2. 3-2 to West Ham. 3 penalties taken each. So who's coming up next for us? Who's your money on? It's Nicholas Fulkrug. Nicholas Fulkrug is taking penalty number 4. We all know that Germans are pretty good at penalty shootouts, don't we? We know what they're like, so he should be. And I think he's got like a 93% penalty conversion rate. And not this time. Wow. Wow. Commentator's kiss of death. Commentator's kiss of death. It was a bit of a sort of like a choppy run up. He sort of started, he waited for the goalkeeper. It was a bit of a battle of wits, that one. That was not a good penalty, Nicholas Fulkrug. Not a good penalty at all. Oh dear. So now, if Celta score this one, we'll have taken 4 penalties apiece, and it will be 3-3 if they score. Number 31 has the responsibility to draw them level, and he does. 3-all. 4 penalties taken each. The score is locked at 3-3. So that advantage that we had after the first set of penalties has now evaporated. That was top corner. That was a quality penalty. Really good penalty. Who's stepping forward to take our 5th penalty? That is Nayef Aguirre. Interesting. Nayef Aguirre. So this is going to be left-footed. And that's into the bottom corner. That's a really good pen, that. So now that puts the pressure on them, because if they don't score this, then they have no reply that they can make. That will be their 5th penalty. So again, we've got the advantage. How's this going to pan out? So here we go. Oh, puts it past Fabianski, who dived to his left. He was close, but that's 4-all. 5 penalties apiece, 4-all. We're now into sudden death penalties. I will look at your comments in a minute, guys. I do promise. I'm just watching this penalty shootout, obviously. So it's Kilman coming forwards. Or Maximilian, as they've just called him. So, Kilman, left-footed. Goal. 5-4. Well struck. So, number 15 for Celta. Joseph Adu. Again, because it's sudden death. If he doesn't score, but he does score, just rolls it in. Not. Yeah. Yeah, he just sent Lucas Fabianski the wrong way. So, who's stepping forwards? Luis Guilherme. Luis Guilherme. So he looks like he's going to take it. He looks like he's left-footed. Takes it. Left-footed. Good penalty. Really good penalty. So that's put the pressure back on Celta Vigo now. Again, sudden death. If you score your penalty, pressure's moved on to the opposition team because they know they can't make that mistake. They have to score. So, have you got the minerals is the question that West Ham are asking. To number 25. Pablo Duran Fernandez. Now, apparently he scored the second equaliser. He's going to be right-footed. And he blasts it over the bar. West Ham win the premier piece of silverware that they have been after since the last premier piece of silverware we won, which we all know what that was. This is another bit of silverware we can put in the trophy cabinet, ladies and gentlemen. We've made another Betway Cup final. And fair enough, we've done it the hard way. We've took it into penalties. And then we took it into sudden death penalties, if you please. We've prevailed by a scoreline in the penalty shootout, 6-5. Let's have a look at some of your comments. I'm just gonna have a little look here. So, what he said, Fab. Ward-Prowse did take one. Fabianski did his part. He does, and he did. Yeah, that was when I'm guessing that was when Fulkrug had it signed. Yeah. let's give him a chance. It was a pre-season friendly, so yeah, he did make a good penalty. So another cup. It's the one that we want to win ahead of. Forget the Premier League, forget the FA Cup, forget the League Cup, forget European qualification. All these things are incidental, guys. Thank you, Joan. Do appreciate it. All these things are incidental, but we've won the piece of silverware that means the most to any West Ham fan. It's a trophy that is dear to our heart. It's the Betway Cup, and we've brought it home again. So, right. I think I'm probably going to wrap it up there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for joining me on this. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this until just before I hit start broadcast, actually. So it's a nice little bit of fun. I don't know how often I'm going to do watch-alongs, if I'm being truthful with you, because obviously the home games, I'm at the game. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. And for those of you that are still with us, please don't forget to drop a like on this stream, comment on it, share the stream to your socials, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost you a copper coin, much that might be revelatory to you, but it doesn't. Hit the bell icon for alerts and new content. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much indeed for your support. And we have got our first piece of silverware in the bag. Thank you, Wally. Do appreciate it. I'm glad for that boy who went with his dad. Yep, Jay Watson. Yeah, he obviously had that moral dilemma, but I think we obviously helped him out with that. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to give your support to the Iron Supporting Food Banks charity. Thanks for your support today. Come on, you Irons. Onwards to Villa.
The West Ham Massive are pleased to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham fans and friends inspired by the work of other football food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations for a Newham food bank in Beckton, who supply sub-distribution centres in the borough 7 days a week and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thanks for your support. Come on, you Irons.
Massive, everywhere we go.